see the flash charm come through from Knight, and the missed flash from Monkey. He's just going to be taking down first blood as the BLG flags fly.
Unfortunate flash fail there from the jungler of Team WE, and up their early inconsistencies. Their macro has been a major point of discussion over their lower bracket run, and we're seeing just how clean and tightly they're playing here in game 1.
See, on missed a little bit there, but yeah, it's the zoning abilities. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They do get the dragon anyways.
Shun's in this brush.
Shun is here, and then you can also see On is in the corner too.
Oh, he goes for the kick flash, and he didn't even have to flash for it. He just gets the kick right back into the charm, and that is all she wrote for Karis. That's 2-0 on the board, and really nice combo play, at least from the mid jungle again. Get these next fights, and with the dragon still ways out, it does look like BLG are going to take the early play onto the grubs, as mid lane was the attempted play from WE.
Stand United is there for Cube as well, but it's all a matter of Monkey finding the angle to passenger the Shen into the fight.
Here we go, 50-50. It's going to go the way of Shun. He smites it away with a smidgen of health. The curtain calls unleashed. The encore gets hit onto 2. That's going to be 2 CCs, and Shun is just executing people left and right. That leg swings hit hard, as that's going to be a big CC chain from Cube finally joining with the Stand United. They do get one back with about having some serious damage with that early BF sword start. They lose the dragon. They do chunk back the gold just a tiny bit for WE.
They don't get the objective, but they still get a kill for their efforts. Cube manages to ult on down.
And WE had a hell of a day. But now we see this BLG who is hungry, who is ruthless, and who is going for a point-blank charm from Knight just to make it feel that much worse. They are angry. They want revenge.
Style play where, can we realm up onto them? No. Can we Jin ult onto them? Not really. We get a little bit of health chunk down. But Dragon's up. BLG in a great spot, actually, Bin.
He's big boy. He's got flash.
He is big
He's
boy.
got unstoppable onslaught. He's going to go with the choo-choo train, say goodbye.
That the Realm Warpless Rise cannot enter with the rest of his squad. BLG, though, they're walking in as a unit, and the TP's coming through.
Oh, Bin's about to be massive. Look at this shield. The flash play for Monkey. He tries to go on the target. On does go down, but now Shun is hunting. Shun is looking, goes for the kick on a Monkey. The Stand United does not save his life, and now Cube is in the backline trying to get something going for himself, but Knight's able to dip, dash, and dodge his way away. BLG strong together. They lose one, but they take down so many, and Carr is forced to flash away.
Oh, and that feels so bad for Team WE. It looked like the initial play was actually going to come up heads for them. Monkey gets his access into the backline, and now Karis is ulted.
Not respecting the outplay button. You thought it was Syndra? No, it's Viper on Ashe.
Yep. This catch potential from BLG is unreal, and WE, they don't really have anything to answer it. Cube is an answer as a tank or as his semi-bruiser, but if anyone else is hit by the CC chain that WE have, sorry, that BLG have, WE just kind of fall apart. Knight played that fight unbelievably. 3,000 gold lead out of nowhere. He's 5-0 on one of his biggest signature picks.
He's the golden left hand for a reason.
Yeah.
He's getting kind of his debut alongside Sword Art as a sub behind him, as we are actually going into a replay. So hold that thought real quick. I do want to pay attention to how Knight plays this fight, because like Gebetto said, really expertly positioned here, gets off to the side. None of the attacks from WE are focused onto this Ahri whatsoever. A clutch charm lands onto Monkey, and he's able to get the resets with the ultimate, dance around the members of WE who managed to get onto that back line.
Now, Rift Herald has been a very big lack of prio for WE across their games, and it looks like that's going to be the case here. Realm Warp late into the play. It's a bit of a fish in the barrel type situation, but Bin actually hits onto the back line. Encore coming out on a car as he's the focus, but the charm comes through. The tenacity is hitting. Monkey goes into the back line with a Stand United, trying to get onto the back line targets, but the Rift Herald play. Viper survives a 4-man knockup with the Rift Herald, and now he's back in the fight. WE, they have everybody against them, even the monsters on the Rift, and it's not just BLG, as that's an almost complete and total ace. He's going to get ran down here, but Knight doesn't want to go for it. Baron started by Billy.
Yeah, Bin plays the sandwich presses. The arrow will go wide, but Bin is behind them. WE can't go anywhere but forward. Then Bin slams into the back line, and the Combat Herald as well to wrap it up. Just looks so pretty.
Baron going to be secured here for all 5 members of BLG. And again, this was another fight where At the start of it, we were like, this might be a moment where WE can turn it around. They're all trapped in the pit. Monkey isn't able to finish off a single kill, and we got to get a replay onto this yet again. It's the Knight POV to show us what's up, and so Bin comes in from the side here, and then I do want to pay attention to Monkey's engage. We do see him go in, but look at where Bin is positioned. None of the other WE members are able to join in on the fight. It is just the Jarvan. They single him out, and by the time the rest of the WE members are able to get into the pit, Baron has joined the party. Their jungler is dead. They've got numbers advantage, and WE get picked off. Go on to the weak siders being able to play for the team, and this is the result.
He's just setting up the kick. That was disgusting. Shun could have played a lullaby for them if he wanted to, as that's a beautiful charm from Knight once again, and BLG are just barreling down the base, knocking down the front door and saying, WE, are you home?
No, they didn't show up so far in this game, in this series. This looks like a completely different scenario from the first time in the playoffs that these teams faced each other. It looks more akin to the regular season, and BLG, we know where they ended up in the regular season.
Yeah. Bin gonna go for a bit of a bow special there on the remaining towers of the base. The respawns are coming through from Team WE, so BLG, I think, are going to exfiltrate this fight. Not going to push their luck any further, but Dragon is still up. They've still got the Baron-empowered recalls. This objective is a rite of passage at this point in the game. WE are just being annoying, canceling the backs, but not delaying any of the objectives.
I like this. I like this. The Realm Orb coming through. They need to make a quick play. They're trying to find some. Dragon Rage kicking back up. That's just not fair. As they find another pick. That's the current call stopped by Knight, who found the flank. And that's going to be a huge pick from Knight. Straight onto a bout. And nothing left for WE but pity prizes as a double kill comes through for Knight. He's looking for a little bit more. He can get a triple. No, Ben's going to take that one away. Good fighting strength from WE does not mean much in the face of the might of Billy.
Yep, and this will be Soul as well. I thought maybe the game's over, but Karis allows the game to go on a little bit longer because he takes a couple of more seconds to die. But this game is all but done. You're just wrapping a bow up on it right now. Mountain Soul, if you thought the Bin was tanky before,
there's Mountain Soul now. There is nothing to do but the crying for WE, and he's not even in this series, as they're going to move up towards top side and try to take down this final top side defense at least. Still bot side available there, but they could also just look to finish the game.
Yep. Walking in, breaking the base. Baron in 30 seconds, so I think it would be a bit ambitious to try to end. You run the risk of giving over some gold, but Knight is like 7,000 individually up.
Fun. Okay, there's going to be the Mikhails used. They still don't have the tools. I got to say, they still have an unkilled Knight on BLG's side. 12-0, looking to put the stamp on this one. Looking to get another top kills in the playoffs as they just find multi-picks. It is a very split WE whose defense crumbles immediately. That's going to be a cautious Realm Warp to try to get back to his base, but he ain't going nowhere, as that's going to be a big stop from Bin and a big finish from BLG. A huge start to the series of this lower bracket final. BLG have decided it's time. From lightning about's going to flash out. 3 talent strike will not be there. Monkey, he's gone and found Bin. Bin not expecting this one little bit. The flash from Cube, they know what's on set, and it's going to be Bin falling to Cube and Monkey. The missed flash over the wall. Alive. Shun is still farming his, and now it's just going to be a slow and steady sink for the bot lane. Both go down, and everyone survives for WE.
Feels like camera pans to Shun, not accelerated.
And that's the stark contrast between last game and this game, as the solo lanes are so far behind. But here comes the cavalry for BLG. They bring on over. The grubs had already been started, and looks like they will be finished. BLG playing very hesitantly around this play, and the team play from WE is shining through.
Cube gonna sacrifice around a wave under his turret in order to give Monkey that safety onto the grubs, but WE will manage to pick that one up.
Dragon started up now.
Yep, and in the bot lane as well, has generated a lead off of the dive and then the pressure. This is something that Pantheon does. It makes everyone have to play scared on the map. Something we've seen drop off a little bit globally in the LPL, but the Pantheon finding a lot of value here throughout this early game for Monkey.
Both About and Arha redeploying over this way. Blue buff He's going to be stolen away by Monkey. It's going to be the engage, though. Shun is going for the Crescent Guard fight here as he's blocking away so much of the damage. Walks out of the Shockwave. I don't think Karis has hit a single one, and now Knight has shown up. Big Pop Blossom on the 2. Temper Fate denying so much damage as the re-engage comes through from BLG. The healing is insane. It's going to be the all-out from Q, but he might just go down. Bin's not falling. About trying to get the kills, trying to get the hammer, trying to go down, but it's him falling. He finds 1 kill, and Karis barely makes it out, but BLG show their big fighting strength. They'll go for the jugular, and I think when you see that veterancy in this team, it's one of those things where you're never quite sure how confident you can be with the WE leads. As we do see them take the second dragon, they are still going to take Prio in the neutral objectives. Bin coming over, and having used that TP does have the shield. It looks like BLG are going to respect the power that WE are threatening with and give over yet another neutral objective. So this is just BLG saying, we need time, we need items, we need to delay some of these big fights.
Knight had the teleport available, but I mean, you look around and the vision really isn't great for BLG.
There was a huge amount of disrespect for BLG as Bin's going to try to fight his way out of this one. Shockwave is there. They're going to try to wait it out here for the damage. Try to get it through. Flash not far enough, and that's a couple bad flashes from Bin so far this game.
Yeah.
And that also means a big pick in the side lane for WE. It's going to be the True Shot Barrage. Does do a decent amount of damage. Hits on a 3, so not too bad from about. He did have to burn his flash in that exchange. And Cube able to get the turret in the bot side. That's first turret for WE. They take back the lead.
Yeah, I love the flash punish on Monkey, okay? That's not nothing, but considering the matchup, it should be more. And the rest of the game is pretty even.
Looks like there's about to be a pick here on the On2, just completely caught out, not expecting there to be 4 members standing strong there for WE, but a little bit of setup for WE around this Infernal Dragon that has spawned. It'll be started up, and that would be sole point for them.
I genuinely wonder what On was expecting to happen there. Like you said, it's Infernal Drake. This is sole point for WE. Of course, they're on the bot side river, right? And you don't have vision of that area. It just felt like a disrespectful move from the BLG support. Now Karis is going to take a chunk out of Shun. Cube is in the area. They want to take the fight to BLG.
They got the turret, but Shun, he burned the Crescent Guard early. He's just going to give his life away, try to clear some of the minions, I guess. A weird setup of plays from BLG, and WE will take that every single time. Big pick, big pick. Oh, Arcane shift out. He even stutter steps there to make sure they know.
As well to give a kill over to Karis, and he ends up getting the kill goal to Knight.
Knight trying to go for the solo bolo. Karis trying to fight his way through with Monkey here. Blast Cone's going to get Monkey over the wall, and the CC chain is there. Knight tries to flash play, but Karis is too quick with it. He does make it out alive, and another side lane pick for WE. They'll love the motivation that's coming through for these kinds of moments, and you hope that a little bit of that magic is still present, and we are seeing it here in game number 2. Big Shockwave, Crescent Guard there. Can't block the damage from a melee as he does dodge out of the spear there. Monkey still going for more. He's going to go through with the Flash Comet, and that's going to be a nice re-engage onto On. They find 2 more picks, and they are engaged here. It's going to be a nice arcane shift out of the tippers there as About and the rest of WE circling BLG like sharks. There's the Grand Starfall. Arhawk going to miss the Pop Blossom. TP coming back in. That's going to be Bin, but the turret's not going to be there. Bin, you got to run away. The acceleration gate ain't going to save you, but maybe the flash does.
We can lose Baron here.
Monkey flashes over the wall. That's the kind of guy he is. That's just Monkey things.
And we're going to see Shun go in. The biggest thing I wanted to talk about before we got into this fight is all of the flashes for WE are down. They have no resources left. They just used them all, and one of them falls right there. Monkey now going to be the target on the other side. Bin doing a chunk of damage, but BLG have done enough to stop the dragon stacking.
Shun doesn't press it. He gets chunked too low. Then they commit in. WE, I'm going to need to take a look back at that fight because
be to the play before it really even happens. But here in game number 2, it has resulted in a lot of picks for Team WE as Knight flashes forward, attempting to look for something to start the fight.
Going to connect. TP coming back in, though. On is the primary focus for WE right now. They've got Cube with a huge shield coming in. He's waiting to all out. Shun is just going to be taken out here. He is left to the wolves than RWE, and there's that timer you're talking about straight into the Baron.
Yep. And BLG still around, but with no jungler. What can you possibly do? The health bars of WE are low, and Viper does a lot of damage at this point.
Knight doesn't have flash anymore, but the Baron is going to go down. Knight decides it's time to go, but the shockwave hits, and the combo connects. About hits the true shot barrage, and here comes the Grand Starfall. WE have caught BLG sleeping, and that disrespect that was the bane of BLG in that first series in round number 1 comes back again. WE show some life.
That might have been the straw that broke the camel's back here in game number 2. And you guys were looking at me saying the 3-0 for BLG is looking awfully crucial right now. It's looking like it'll come true. But I got something to say to you guys. WE came here to play. This rematch will not be one-sided. They're making sure of it. 6,000 gold. They are the only guy that can get the stuns on these players.
Oh, look at him alive. Monkey might be caught. He has GA, so he can get out of it if he can. But that's a flank coming through from Knight with the TP. And that's going to be a double kill for Ben. All of a sudden, that lead doesn't look that strong anymore. A triple kill for Giga Ben as his Jace has come to play.
They're going to chase them out the whole way. You're not allowed to base here. Arha's going to die too. He pop bottoms nothing.
Oh, no. The shakes, the shivers, and Arha going down. That's going to be Hammer coming through. And all of a sudden, that massive lead is thrown away by WE.
Long haul, gentlemen.
Look at Knight on the flank. He goes for the play.
Oh, Arha.
It's on to Arha. He's so low. Temperfate's going to connect. He got hit. Shun's going to go for the win, becomes lighting, can't connect it. Tipper's trying to get the kill, but he can't do it. And now WE have lost pole position over the Dragon, and they might just lose a little bit more. Dragon started up by BLG. Can Monkey get the 50-50? He had the better of Shun the first time around in that round number 1. That seems so long ago. This is Soul for WE. It's going to be a 50-50. We are looking to live or die off of. Shockwave comes through. Monkey going in on a bin, but the Dragon goes over to BLG. Now the re-engage from Cube trying to get the back line. Knight's going to try to flash away, try to get something. He doesn't have flash. It's Cube that finds him. It's going to be the about combo that comes through as On gets a double CC, but they can't do much. Meanwhile, Monkey just killed Shun, and WE take the fight and TP mid.
Yep, they just can't start a fight when this Tibbers is down, when Knight has no flash, when the Tempered Fate is down. BLG find one great fight, but WE, they hold fast, and in a bit of an anticlimactic fashion, they get they lose the Dragon, but they get the game.
Let's see if they can finish it off. The death timer's still about 15 seconds out, and About is online here. He's got the improved attack speed, and they are barreling down the base. WE might have thrown for just a moment, but they swipe it right back and even up the series 1-1. Side on able to dash in, dash out. Monkey still holding around. They really want to go for a dive here. He's got the level 4. They're just going to go for it. Viper trying to make a run for it as On sticks under turret. The split might have just done them justice here, but the polymorph comes through, and now About's going to get excited, but Shun comes over. He's trying to shut it down here on the bot side. He goes for the flash play. Can't do it. About is still free firing now with the lethal tempo activated, and the first blood going to WE onto Monkey is massive.
Viper missed that entire wave despite not being the guy that went down in that dive that we saw earlier. And because of the advantage we see in bot lane, Monkey just gets a free path toward the Dragon.
And the fact that we do see them use this prio gained in the bot side to take the early Dragon once again.
Get the grubs. I think BLG are happy to let this top side play isolated as long as Ben can just sit there. He should be...
Oh, no way!
He got it! Oh, no!
Give him the emote. Stutter step on him. There's another bruh moment. It's all about the gold that seems to be avalanching in favor of WE and Karis. We're seeing if he could catch out a greedy back from BLG.
Hunting with the laser, doesn't manage to find anybody, but yeah, with the grubs, turret is gone. Shun is looking to try and interrupt this Dragon, but he's going to be found by Karis here, who just dumps his whole combo onto him.
Loses half his health, and Shun can't even go close to the Dragon. That just means a second Dragon and complete neutral objective control from WE for a second game in a row.
Yeah, the only guys in my opinion on BLG who are true Jedi is probably Shun and On.
Dude, this is so based. I love
Monkey
that
is
Monkey.
a Sith Lord.
I
That's
love
Sith Lord
that
activities.
Monkey absolutely just flashed that. Oh my god. Will he be punished? Find out next time on the next episode of Ben Kenobi and the Boys, as that will be BLG finding a pick on a monkey.
Trundle, because he's just able to take a bite out of one, and there, boom, a plate is given over.
Shun
I don't know if
holding
Monkey cares
back.
about anything.
They want to go for the preemptive play. They want to go for the combo here as they just find Monkey outright. Knight takes him off the map. A second kill for the golden left hand.
The Forge God here from Cube.
It'd be a juicy one. They are setting up to just collapse on a Cube. He will expertly flash away from that moment. Karis and Arha setting up
Oh
the
my god, it
re-engage.
reset.
That's a reset, but it's going to be smote away by Shun. He's going to go get the eye. Now he needs to get out. Ornhorn actually used here, but won't connect on anybody. On's going to find an escape route through his teammates, and about might be able to finish off that turret with a couple autos.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get this mid-tier one. So they don't get the Herald, but they do get a little bit more space to be bought with for these future Dragons. About looking to take as much health away from Knight as he possibly can.
With a Lulu and an Ornn, you cannot give this away if you're BLG. TP in from Ben.
The Rift Herald play, Rift Herald play. He's going to go into the pit. He's going to try to smite. It's going to be taken. And this time the Rift Herald is going to be the play, but the Dragon had already been taken by Monkey. It's going to be the re-engage now by BLG. Knight looking for the big between worlds. Arha going to flash away now as well. And here comes the Rift Herald play into the turret. He's going to get some gold there, and he's going to go for a secondary charge. Going to try to run down Karis, but he doesn't have any teammates here. He's just going to take the lonely road through the jungle and try to go towards mid lane. But he'll be dumped out and survive. Mega Death Rocket almost takes out Shun. He's on wards, but nobody can really deal with him. The Mega, or at least Mega Death Rocket did go through.
It makes it so difficult for BLG to get a pick onto the jungler of WE.
We're looking at picks right now, though. Arha and the rest of WE caught out. They thought they had the play. They thought they had the vision, but it's BLG who chomp right back. The equalizer coming in on the choke point here as Q go for the toss back. Shun's on the back line, but a double grand entrance. Shun's fighting for his life, and the Sundered Sky's doing work as now Ben comes over to try to save him. The chomp is there, though. Monkey will get the kill and get out for now. It is a big pick play by BLG, who continue to bolster their lead.
Yep, action reaction. BLG managed to finally get a winning play for themselves. Karis, though, showing on map. Big mistake. On is looking for a flank. Bin is in the area, and teleport was committed by Knight. They want the victor.
On can't get the engage there. We'll have to back off. The burn won't be enough. The Unara might be just a push. WE gonna start the Baron.
A two-man Baron? I mean, BLG have no idea this is happening. They see 3 members of WE on the map. They are immediately... Okay, now they understand. They're crossing over.
Monkey can't do this. Monkey is getting a little bit low, but they're going to try to burn it. If BLG take a fight here, it could just be all over. Cube is going to make the delay happen, and the Baron secured by WE. On doesn't want to let them, and Knight comes over with the Between Worlds. Now they're going to get the double engage, the double Cyclone from Shun, but he's getting low. Bin waiting for the angle, already burned the equalizer, and WE just made out like bandits.
Dead. Huge. I have no idea if that was actually intentional. It probably wasn't, but they probably just want the spike as soon as possible. But really good macro from WE. Monkey chunked down about 1,000 less, but Baron on 5. I can't believe they were able to get Karis and Cube out of there. Bin pushing on the top side.
It might come back to bite them as he will be looking. Okay, he's going to TP into the fight. Equalizer ready to go. They might try to look for an engage here onto the mid lane. Equalizer comes down. Shun goes for the flash plan to About, but About gets wild growth. On goes in over the top as well. The burn. They got About. It's enough. About is down. President is gone, but maybe it's the support staff that might just be enough. The Arcane Storm starting to grow, and BLG starting to lose members as Karis in his first Victor game here is doing wonders. And BLG sent packing. Monkey gonna chase down his opposing jungler in Shun, and they're gonna look for more here in mid lane. It's gonna be Knight with a return TP as well. He is on 2.5 items between worlds under the equalizer. Ahar was the focus. They won't get him. He's still very healthy there.
Look at Shun.
And now you have Shun coming the long play with Viper coming through. You can tell BLG are desperate to make something happen here. They go for this engage, but Shun's by himself in the 3. He finds 1 kill, finds 2. That's going to be big now as they re-engage with the rest of the team. Viper's in the back line with his transcendent self, but the Arcane Storm is is stronger. Haven't you seen Arcane, the hit TV show by Riot Games, as WE find pick after pick against BLG?
I can hear the song. I can hear Victor in my head from Arcane, just hitting me with all of the bars from Fortitia's style of animation. And now BLG, it looks like they're going to be turned into 2D animation as they find the ground is their only destination. WE with an ace and another bruh face from Shun for good measure.
Yep, it's a delayed ace from WE.
Match, they're on the Soul.
The Soul's already going down, too. They're going to deny them from even getting in the pit.
gone.
Shun just
It's
has
just
to
gone.
run
He
away.
can't do it.
The Chemtech Soul taken by WE. And now a 3,000 gold lead for this team that seems to be on the brink. Actually looking for a bit of an angle there himself. It's a weird flank situation for BLG on a deep flank. BLG look like they want to send it again. There's the equalizer on top of the Cyclone, but Shun is just dead to About, and now About's going to get excited, and WE fans might as well too. Mega Death Rocket barely dodged out of, but the Baron is in the eyes of WE.
It is indeed WE, a team who so many people thought their first best of 5 win against BLG.
It's been relatively quiet despite the kills.
And now we take a look at this desperate defense from BLG as they try to take care of the Baroned up waves that are going to be coming at their turrets for about another minute and 20 seconds. The siege with these grubs, with this team comp, is just so hard to deal with. See Viper able to do a decent amount of damage there. Monkey gonna slow down a couple, and On's looking for a big flank. The ward over the wall though, and the flash grand entrance trying to get Arha, but it's really Karis that's the big focus because the Arcane Storm is growing once again. It's his first victor, and it might just be the worst one that BLG have ever faced because they are dying to it left and right. Do you believe one more time that WE can make it to MSI, can make it to their first fight?
Really tough. Retaking into Caitlyn is also really tough. But I don't love how BLG have started this game.
Arha got a deploy out, and will spawn out that the dragon is taken, so will the announcer there.
And I feel like it's so crazy to talk about that in the context of Cube, as he does find Shun base checking the bush. Doesn't have the Dominus though, so does have to be very careful about overplaying his hand.
Oh, we're just going to get a tussle here. The flash play from On, but he gets stopped in his tracks there. The re-engage is there. The repel, he's not going to go for it, but the Hound's pursuit is there. They do have everything. Their call of the pack used, but he goes down. Meanwhile, Bin has finally gotten up to his passive, but that is just going to be a big trade in mid lane. Both junglers down. Don't sniff out the backing About. He will get his back off, but an invade is being teed up by BLG. Meanwhile, WE going to go ahead and take the grubs.
Compared to his regular season level.
Look at the dive coming off here. Oh, he had the red card. So a couple dodges, couple moves coming out from BLG as they counter the play. The Grim Deliverance hits on a 3, but he's not going to get his passive up. He'll go down, but Shun looking for resets, looking for more damage. Cube is chunking away, and so is Karis. The solo lanes for WE are stepping up against 2 of the longest standing top members of the league in Bin and Knight. Cube and Karis teeing it up here, trying to take down Knight, trying to at least get Cube out of here. Yellow card available. He's going to rebuttal it, but it's yellow card over. The golden embrace from the sun coming through, and Knight finds the pick. And with these earlier style comps that we were asking them to execute on, and that'll be a nice boon for them on the bot lane.
Very much needed for them to get off to an early objective lead here in the first few minutes of the match, just because this is the power point for Shun on the Neferi for On. We do see About and Arha move toward mid, trying to punish
just eats
On.
that. The Moonlight Vigil plus the Caliber missing. That's big. Destiny with the gate popped on, locked out, but he repels out of the yellow card. But now he sits up to get knocked into the wall by Monkey.
Knight's isolated.
Knight tries to come on the back end to get a nice root. Keeper's Verdict going to be channeled, but won't be used.
Big late game win conditions to come up sooner.
BLG big late game. We'll see
That's
how
what they
that
say,
all
right?
works out for them. as the Rift Herald started up and almost already taken down. The trap line will not take WE away from the fight, but the Rift Herald already down. Now Monkey on the other side, though, double CC chain onto On, and he is just bursted 100-0 there. The kill ends up going over to Arha. Now re-engage, Grim Deliverance coming in on a 3. He has his passive. He'll get his life back, and this charge comes through onto About. Ace in the hole, not enough. Arha is the one left out, and he will be taken down by the striking Viper.
Yep. Great Herald take from BLG. They lose their support. Moonlight Vigil goes wide, and WE have to give the tower. So BLG, despite being down gold, they are up the Dragons.
Who can join? You've got the Destiny Gate, obviously there for Karis, TP for Knight. Dragon started up by Shun. They find the pick. They just go straight for the pick, straight onto the outside members of WE. Monkey cannot survive as the dogs come howling as Cube going to be chased down as well, and it doesn't matter even if you have crocodiles on your side. BLG want a stake in this game.
Yep. One of the biggest parts about that last fight that we didn't actually get a chance to talk about is the fact that About used Flash to get away from the Herald. He cannot fight. You see the whole time he's just in mid clearing. So then WE have to send their front line in to try to check. They don't want to give over Hextech Soul Point. But BLG, when they're not fighting against the affiliates, when WE are together, BLG just tear the front line apart, and now they are on Hextech Soul Point.
They are, and they are getting the late game win conditions to come up sooner, while the Neferi still has its uses, while the Elise is still able to participate in these fights without being outscaled. And Team WE just don't really have that firepower in the early phases of this game. About is scaling, but you got to be able to get to this 2 to 3 item mark by the time this next Drake comes up, and you don't have a lot of time to do so. Honestly, if WE can just deny one of these dragons, I feel like the game swings heavily in their favor to outscale.
Oh, they got the wall bang. They got the triple knockup on, and he just dies again. Well, that's a big steadfast presence on the Shun. He really can't get away for now. Going to use the call of the pack to get out of any initial engage, and that's going to be an invade completed by WE on the bot side of the map. Knight is going to get an outer tower on the top side. Bin is going to make it out with a nice defensive flex, and that's WE controlling the bottom lane of BLG.
Yep, On's not having the best game on Elise. He's had great games on this pick. And he's had not so great games on this pick as well. It's almost a single threat comp late game. And if you want any champion, it is Aphelios in top.
Uh-oh. Cube caught up by himself. Destiny's going to be popped. They might come join as Karis tries to go for a pick on a Viper, but he's about to get picked himself. He just gets absolutely obliterated by the headshot combo of Viper, and Cube goes down nonetheless. Knight
do have their jungler available. Monkey also has that ultimate, so he can turn this from a 50-50 into a not 50-50 real quick.
Big repel from On. He's done that multiple times, and now the bully squad is coming in, but he flashes into the pit. 50-50 might still be on the ticket, and it's going to be taken by About. The Baron taken by WE, but they've lost everyone. That's a huge pick by About, and they're going to try to get out with the Baron buff, but the root not going to connect. About trying to at least get away from this fight, but he wants to fight back in here as Karis comes back with the TP, and the TP coming in from Cube too. They do find the pick on a Bin, and now Shun forced out from under his turret. The turret's going to go down to WE, a huge turnaround play.
And About gets the Baron. He's the only member to survive with it, but look at what they're able to accomplish. Mid lane tier 1 goes down. Plates in the inner turret go down. They should be able to claim this as well. This is huge for them to set up around this dragon in a little over a minute.
Damage, and remember, BLG have the range advantage. They need to use it. Maybe we're just going for a flip. Poppy ult.
Secret verdict. It's not going to connect on, but the 50-50 is on. It's going to go the way of Shun. They secure Hextech Soul, and look at the AoE that's starting to come down now.
The range.
A beautiful executed fight from BLG as they go front to back and wipe WE away. That's going to be multiple members from WE retreating as Shun sits back in his chair and says, I got him.
Well, He wants the range more than anything. He doesn't really care about the full damage right now. It's about the range.
Monkey.
Oh, they have the yellow card ready to go from Karis, though. He was waiting to go in. Monkey goes for the wall bang there. They catch Shun. That's just him dead. That's a big gold lead gone for BLG. TP in onto the traps. Double headshots. The Croc is in some trouble. There's big game hunters out here as Knight hits the root. The double Grim Deliverance comes through. It's going to be pinned down now, but look at Knight and Viper firing away as Viper finds his own pick. A double kill coming through for him.
But that is a 3.6 thousand gold lead on about.
It is, but Viper is still so strong here. I mean, also, not only was he able to maintain that range advantage in the fight, he was able to retain his summoner spells as well.
Against a Nautilus, against this stun card from Karis. He has red card selected right now. Baron's being started up. Keeper's Verdict will hit, but it's really early.
It is already, though. They burn it. Look how fast they do it with the bout. He's on
Shun's
4 or 5 items now.
They gotta go!
They gotta get in the pit. The Hound pursuit, but the Baron's already gone by Monkey. Monkey trying to turn the fight now. They've gotten 1 for 1. Shun is down. Grim Deliverance onto 3 in the double root. The Golden Eclipse comes down. But Knight is not gonna find the kill. Cube finds backline access, and Viper takes him down. Dive Viper going for the belly. Headshots. Viper, he might be hiding in the bush all series long, but he finally rears his head and snaps Shun with a triple kill for BLG's Viper.
Oh, so close.
Narrow escape there
God.
from Karis, the only member left standing, and an Elder in 5 seconds. WE, their members died, smirched this entire fight. We go back to live. Elder is at about half. I don't think WE can contest this whatsoever. They're going to have to give it up.
That's a big give, though. Elder Dragon now, and they can continue barreling down bot lane now. Has been trying to find a big pick there. Ace in the hole is going to come through and chunk down Cube.
Elder overlap for most of the duration that we see from them. So the siege from BLG going to be difficult. They're going to get that tier 2 inner.
In that fight, Flash and
Flash
down for Viper
Karis.
and Knight. They did. Can Karis get out? He can. Root doesn't hit, but BLG, Baron is 15 seconds and it's gone, but Karis is in pot. That's the only Baron.
Yeah. They've got the Elder for another minute. They're going to try and bulldoze their way through the top side.
Is in the eyes of BLG. Half health down. Knight waiting over the wall. Gets a double CC chain. Bin waiting over the wall there too. And they have the Baron in their sights. They're going to be able to take that down. The fight afterwards as well. Arha going low, going down. And now the pick on a Monkey. He's going down too. Knight says, what's your Moonlight Vigil to my Golden Eclipse? As they're picking them off left and right. BLG, they just fully wiped WE.
All right, BLG, pull it together, and they're going to send us to Silver Scrapes on the back of a game that I didn't really feel that confident in for BLG. In fact, about is still 3.5k ahead, but it's the range advantage with this Hex Tech Soul that gets it done at the end.
It is Team WE, try as they might to play around about, cannot stand up to the might of BLG with the snowball comp of the Neferi and the Elise. Silver Scrapes is on the line. Game 5.
Enough to get the kill. Now it's a counterplay from Shun. He's going to use the Nature's Grasp there. It's going to come through with the Bramble Smash back into the tidal wave, but the exhaust, is it enough to take a bout down? It will be. Viper gets first blood for BLG.
And the lockdown from BLG is superior. Really good angle found there by Shun to throw down the ultimate. Even though he gets over the wall, the CC is good enough to cover the distance for the BLG bot side. They're able to join up, lay down the damage, and Viper off to an early lead in this matchup. Something that we haven't really been saying a lot throughout this best of 5. It feels like About has really had Viper's number. So for Viper to be the one coming out on top here early in game 5, a nice change of pace, you gotta imagine, for BLG, and one that is very welcome given the circumstances.
I think when Mikhails comes online for Arha, that's a big point in this game as well, to be able to immune things like the Nature's Grasp. And it is Ocean Soul for our final game.
That's a big Foss Bomb from Viper doing early damage with that trifecta that you said.
Later, but I also agree that we are really losing the Silent Towers.
We are. I mean, bot lane tier 1 is going to be taken down, so Karis going to get a nice injection of gold there. Top lane tier 1 is very close to falling as well, so BLG gonna try and even up the odds by taking the Tower Destroyer 3000 objective that is the Rift Herald.
Pin just took his own red buff, just in case.
I need that. Sorry, Sean, that's
Monkey's
mine.
gonna move around.
Yoink.
TPs are available if Bin wants to join. Cube finding an angle right now into Shun, and they just all in the jungler of BLG. He will not survive, but Knight gets a big pick. Now About is firing away. Bin has finally joined, but About is going ham. About's finding a double kill, but he gets shut down by the Assassins. The Assassins, the left and right fist of BLG. Bin and Knight combining for miracles once again as they find a huge play, and there you go. Giga Bin is now activated. How do you like that, Quacks and J Beto?
And early in this game, we set the idea of Knight needing a lead.
Pick on. Just Brass comes out and denies it. Oh my god, so much damage from Viper.
Whoa.
And Shun just kills him with the sapling, the burn. It's enough. The tidal wave on a 2, and Bond's going to get a kill. Everybody's getting a piece of this one, as it's going to be a double kill for On, and BLG have exploded this game number 5.
It is a disaster for WE. They attempt to look on, chew on, but he is perfectly fine. I mean, there was no ult for Monkey when they started up that fight, so the guaranteed lockdown of the cease and desist isn't there.
BLG opt to give this dragon over. Now, Corki Nami is a duo that we... Yeah, Viper's just pushing. So this is a pretty decent amount of gold. Like 2,000 lead for Knight and Viper, and a 1k lead on. Corki Nami is a duo we've seen a good amount of, and it comes online so much faster than the Zera Yumi. You can already see that. This is the Corki Nami spike right here, with the amount of mobility. But if it does hit, you're so slow.
Yeah. Unironically, you can use it as a zoning tool as well.
We just have to... like, there's still so much possibility in this game, but it is feeling like the grip is getting tighter and tighter by BLG.
BLG will probably go to the Baron. They are punishing your overextensions, punishing your mistakes, and this is the BLG we've gotten used to.
They actually got onto Viper here. They found backline access. The flash play for Monkey trying to predict, but Shun is going to not be enough to take down that front line. It's going to be the counterplay from Bin and Knight. The double hand. This is the punching fists of BLG. The Titanic Titans that continue to romp the league. Knight and Bin finding it in the most important game of this split so far for BLG. Bro, there might be a check him PC there. I don't know if that's sure. that was insane. Oh, a bubble with the tidal wave, double CC, and this is onto the engage of WE, and now they're gonna catch the support too. Monkey and Arha hand in hand in death, and Cube TPs to his own. That's gonna be a quick triple coming through for BLG and straight to the Baron.
That's a Baron. That's likely a Dragon. It's not going to be Soul Point for BLG, but they will be denying Soul Point from WE, and that win condition removed.
Oh, he missed the Shuriken. No, he hits it. He hits the style combo solo bolo for the golden left hand of the LPL.
Does he want more?
An unreal performance coming out from Bin in this series in general. He's had some quiet games, but has never really been out of this series. As Bin will look for Karas, as this Jax's side lane damage is there.
It is. And I feel like, boys, we got to have a difficult conversation now. Is before we have that conversation, Bin is looking for a solo kill onto Karas.
Stay up here with an almost 10,000 gold lead, 26.5 minutes in, and taking an inhib in top lane.
Yep. The base crumbles. Knight is so fed on this Akali. 10,000 gold is the advantage that BLG have for themselves in this game. And WE, but BLG aren't giving them anything. It's just a clinical game, and it might even be triple inhibitor soon. 30 seconds on this Baron.
They're looking for it. They're going to bust down the last turret here in mid lane. Get the inhibitor that comes along with it, and then they should be able to close their jaws around this bot side too. Cube has got to get out of there. Even though he is a tanky boy, BLG
20 seconds.
Are 5 damage boys.
Oh, we got the engage. They actually found Viper here. 4-man hits with the tidal wave, but BLG plenty streaming into the base of WE. The miracle, can it hold on? It's going to be this push into the final inhib down here. That's going to be 3 inhibs down. I don't know if they're going to be able to finish the job here. The minions aren't necessarily there, but a big pick could just signal the end. And as the TP comes in to give Cube a shield, they're going to try to clear these waves once again.
They are, but the waves are starting to crash. The thing is, the waves are a little bit desynced here, so WE can just kind of pick them apart one by one, but still the damage is seeping through here.
Cube's TP because he uses it to fight, and as soon as that happens, Viper gets chunked down a little bit. BLG say, okay, that's what we wanted. We got what we wanted. We've pulled the tools out of you. Now we get Soul Point.
So too does WE. They're just trying to bait out any tools here around the fight, but they could also just burn it. And it looks like WE say they cannot hold. They will not defend the Baron, and they will have to retreat to their base.
This just feels impossible for Team WE at this point. I mean, Baron is going to be on all 5 members. You have so little structures still standing in this game.
On the side with the Baron buff here, but they got to start working on these inhibs again if they want double supers. But they pounce on a Knight. Knight is the focus, but he goes golden, and he denies any kind of return. Knight is out of the play in BLG. They might just lose a couple more members. About is starting to fire away, but Bin comes in, counter-strike to the face, and that's a double kill coming through for Viper as well. Bin free firing away. A lamppost does truly turn into a real weapon when it's wielded by the Giga Bin. He's looking for more, but he has the GA. He's going to find the kill, and now it's only Arha that is left. And BLG, they make good on a second chance against WE. They scoff in the face of a miracle, and they stand tall against the overwhelming pressure of a lower bracket